Mr. P.
Sound of DJ Mr. P from the Roxton Rod Show.
We are Nanas, Ida, Dandara, Nzinga, Nanas, Yasantiwa, Nehanda, Araminta.
We are the destination and the path of life. We dream of fish and babies arrive. Ancestors say life is a cosmos, not chaos. I should journey by day and rest in the night. Never stand in one place, just follow the light. I listened and I kept moving. I listened and I kept grooving. I followed the light only to see my shadows fall far behind me. In this life, we must stay in motion. Oftentimes, we must improvise. Mama's wise, her words my daily bread. Endless insight for the journey ahead. The days will pass, get your mind right. Do the inside work, no place to hide.
The future is open, focused attention, Hurston. See the locks, set in cornrows. Know our names, hear our soul. We right here and in distant lands. Africans, born into blues, already being sung. Holding on, never fully forgetting. The mother tongue, wood already touched by fire, is easily set alight. The ram goes head first into the fight. Just when you've seen it all, there's more to see. Just when you've done it all, there's more to do. We all first cousins, once, twice removed. Life unravels in phases. Play your sacred role, take your places. Who's got next to receive these uttered texts? Mouth to air, I've heard and I have kept. Nana taught me to thank the farmer to her face. Thank the diviner when I walk away. Spend more time in the garden. Hands and feet in soil, feel the breeze, keep on planting seeds. So blacksmith, old blacksmith, forge our bells in the shape of the kite bird's tail. Mortars and pestles keep the groove, we move to fulfill an ancient pact. Between drum and dance, flowing lava, we know we will forever flow.
Excellent, excellent. Love that talking drum there.
With the baby on her back, I go go. Play the bell. With the baby on her back, I go go. Play the bell. With the baby on her back, I go go. Play the bell. With the baby on her back, I go go.
Greetings going out to one and all, no matter where you are. Good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon.
Baby on her back, I go go.
Peace and Pan-Africanism going out to one and all. Ubuntu we stand and divided we fall. Welcome to a special live Zoom session with yours well and truly, DJ Dr. P from the Rockstone Roadshow, TCTK, the concept and the knowledge. Courtesy of www.kbitplay.com and of course brought to you by One Map Africa.
The story of Nanny of the Maroons.
Excellent start to this conversation we're going to be having this evening. Mosiki Scales featuring Sandra Isidore and Oyanike Miller and Nana Africa. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we are live, I do believe, on YouTube as well. We're actually simulcasting on Zoom and YouTube. So once again, thank you to Achula over at One Map Africa for putting this conversation together this evening. Well, it's evening here in the UK anyway. Not quite sure where you might be listening from. Okay, but it is evening over here. And yes, I trust all is well in your world. It's great to have you joining us for this special conversation today. Now, in case you're wondering what this is about, I've got a number of guests here with me, joining me. We're going to be having a great conversation, a wonderful, hopefully wholesome conversation around what they call Black History Month. I like to call it African History Month, yeah, but it's known as Black History Month. And I've got some Pan-Africanists joining us here on the conversation. It's so great to have them here. So let's just have a look and see who's actually here. We've got a brother called Ajamu Ifamawagan. Okay, he's over in Florida. All right, so Ajamu, if you just like to unmute and just say hi to everybody, let everybody know that you are here and you are indeed live as well.
Yeah, shout out to all the people in England. This is not the first time I've spoken to you guys over there. Respect and thank you for allowing me to be on the show, or allowing us to be on the show. Thank you.
Thanks for taking time out, my brother. Great to have you here. That's over in Florida, over in America. Now we go across to South Africa. A young man now this brother, he doesn't have an ordinary name. He's got a Zulu name, yeah, and my Zulu ain't very good. It ain't very good at all right, so I'm gonna do my best to pronounce his name. Finelo Ndlovu, okay, over in South Africa. How was that, Finelo?
Nah, you get 10 out of 10. You nailed it, King. You nailed it, King.
I nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. Great to have you on the call. Good to have you here. How's South Africa today?
It's beautiful down here. Greetings and to all the sons and daughters of this continent, wherever you are. It's always a joy to connect and gather with all of us together. So South Africa is beautiful. We are excited and looking forward to a new season.
Excellent. That's great. So we're going to leave the motherland now, the continent, and we're going to head back here to the UK. We've got a young man on the line who's actually, he's in the UK, but he's really in Liberia via the UK. All right. And I've spoken with this young man so many times. We've yet to meet. We haven't actually met as yet. Okay. And his name is Jerry Bower. Okay, so Jerry, greetings and good evening to you, my brother. Okay, if you'd like to unmute, all right, and just say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, DJ, Mr. P, and thank you all of you on this line. and I appreciate your time to be here to be discussing things and issues that are important for Africa. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my brother. Great to have you here. Great. I won't ask you about the weather in the UK. It's rubbish as normal. It's outside. It's dark. It's cold and it's wet. It's raining. So I won't even bother asking about that.
Anytime it's wait.
All right. So okay, let's leave the miserable and wet, cold UK and let's go back to the continent. Okay, we've got a brother called Akwago, all right, and he's in sunny Cameroon. I say sunny Cameroon. It rains a lot in Cameroon, but that's why they've got such lush green forestry over in Cameroon. So, brother Akwago, okay, it's absolutely wonderful to have a fellow countryman on the line. So yes, my brother, if you'd like to unmute and just greet everybody.
Thank you so much, DJ Dr. P. I'm happy to be here for the first time with you people. I greet all the children of Africa in England and everywhere they hear this broadcast. Cameroon is fine today, and we had our first rainfall today since the start of the year. Thank you so much.
Okay. I was right. So yeah, the rain isn't far away at all in Cameroon. And our final guest on the call tonight, we have Amuka Onyango. So we're going to go across from West Africa, way across 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers across to East Africa, to our brother Amuka, who's over in Kenya. So Amuka, if you'd love to unmute your microphone and just greet our dear listeners and viewers, if you may, sir. Amuka, can you hear me okay? I know he was having a few problems, technical issues earlier. So yeah, if you could unmute, brother. And we'd love to hear your voice.
Thank you so much, DJP. Let me table my heartfelt appreciation to be with you today this time. I'm Amuka Onyango from Kenya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Great to have you here. Thank you. So they're the guests. These are the guests that we're going to be having this live conference call with tonight. And what it's about? Well, it's about a Pan-African conference. That's what this is all about. Yeah. Okay. It's all about Pan-Africanism. It's all about who we are. And One Map Africa have chosen to have this during the month of what's known as what we've come to know as Black History Month. But like I said, I like to call it African History Month. Yeah. And the interesting thing is that here in the UK, I'm not sure why or who decided to have African History Month in October, all right? But it all started in America many moons ago, and I'm sure Brother Jamu will be able to shine a bit of light on this, yeah? But that's when Black History Month really began. It started in America, and we've had it here now, I think, for about 15 or 20 years in the UK, but it's in October. And I really would like to see the UK following America, not for the sake of following America or the special relationship, I say in quotes, that the UK has with America, but I think it makes sense for us to be unified and to stand, as one people, one voice, one time, as opposed to this divide and rule type thing where you've got one country doing it in 1 month. But anyway, that's just me. It's not about me, it's about we. All right. So let's get on with the conversation, and gonna begin with our brother over in Florida. Yeah. So let's talk to Ajamu Ifumawagan, and let's speak with Ajamu now and just get an insight as to, well, firstly, Black History Month or African History Month. So, Ajamu, if you could just give us a bit more information regards Black History Month, and how long it's been running for, and why? Yeah.
All right. So Black History Month, it's either Black History Month or it could be be called African American History Month as well, according to what I know and have read. Anyway, it started in 1926 by a historian, and his name was Carter G. Woodson. And initially, it was 1 week. It was not the entire month. It was 1 week. And Carter G. Woodson wanted it to be in February because it coincided with Abraham Lincoln's birthday, which was on February the 12th. It also coincided with Frederick Douglass's birthday, which is on the 14th of February. So that was why the brother decided, Carter G. Wilson, he decided to have, basically, it was called Negro History Week, or Negro History Week. Sorry, I had Spanish pronunciations all that time I've spent in South America. But anyway, so basically, it was a week long. A lot of people didn't really, fall right into it, obviously. And, this was the time of Jim Crow and all these different oppressive governmental restrictions and so forth. So at first it was a week long. Then in 1969.
Sorry, brother. Before we even go forwards to 69, you mentioned Jim Crow. Yeah.
Right.
So for our brothers and sisters on the continent that don't know or are only hearing about Jim Crow now, please, summarize. Let them know what this Jim Crow was all about. Yeah.
All right. I can summarize it very simply. Jim Crow was exactly the same as apartheid. The same restrictions, same exact restrictions. It's just that here in the U.S. it was called Jim Crow, which was a fictional character that did the what do they call the blackface comic things and whatnot here in the U.S. So it was derogatory to even say the word Jim Crow. But basically, those public policies were exactly the same as the apartheid policies in Azania, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. But moving forward from 1926 to 1969, at the University of Kent State in Ohio, a bunch of brothers and sisters there actually started labeling it as a monthly festival. So it wasn't until 1969 it started to be a month-long festival. And what's ironic about Kent State University, it is in Ohio. And I'm not sure if you know, Dr. P, what happened recently in Cincinnati, Ohio.
No.
Here in the US. All right. So let me just give you a brief overview of what happened recently in Cincinnati, Ohio, is that a bunch of Nazis, if you will, or Ku Klux Klan members, they went out marching. And they had flags and all kind of stuff, and they were out doing their thing. And the people in Cincinnati wasn't having that. So they attacked the group, and then they took their racist paraphernalia and they burnt it in the street. And then they said, hey, that doesn't belong here. We don't want this here. Don't come back over here with that stuff, and so forth. So it's pretty ironic how that happened recently, last week. And then Black History Month actually started at Kent State University in Ohio. Then moving forward from 1969 to 1976, President Gerald Ford, who is not of African descent, or he's not Black, all right, he decided to recognize Black History Month as a nation or national holiday or national event. So it wasn't until 1976. And by the way, his name was President Gerald Ford. And then the purpose of the week, which became the month, right, was the purpose of it was to remember the people and the events and the history of African people worldwide. That was the original content. Also, too, they wanted to systematically teach African history in the public school systems in this country. So that way the word would get out. And then I guess people would listen to it and then they would implement it in their lives to make big changes. So that was the reason behind it. And I'm pretty much done with that short history.
Okay.
But I'm real big, Dr. P, on implementing, because we've had this month for I don't know how long. You know, I mean, you're looking at from 1926, it was a week, and then it became a month in 1969, and then from 1969 to 2025, we've had this month, and I think that a lot of things need to be spoken during the month. You know, besides history, history's good, don't get me wrong, but we got to have a plan of attack or plan of action, I should say. Sorry about that. Plan of action to try to minimize and to unify our people globally. All right. So that's what I'm all about, and I think that's what we are all about, and that's what we represent is a global unification of people of African descent, or you know, globally, and also too economically, we have to unify ourselves to build up.
Absolutely.
That level as
I
well.
definitely feel you on that. You know, this has been running for much longer than I thought, and we've really got to implement, as you rightly say. We've really got to get a move on, and this is why I acknowledge One Map Africa for what they're doing. I mean, the fact that we're having this conversation right now, is part and parcel of the process, when it comes to implementation, because you first need to raise awareness, because many of our brothers and sisters on the continent are not aware of African History Month, and you know, that's why you so eloquently explained and summarized for us the history of African History Month, which is great. I mean, you gave me a history lesson there as well, because I didn't know everything.
Well, also too, Dr. P, I think that that One Map Africa is going to take that concept of this monthly tradition here and then make it global.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? That's powerful in itself. So I think I know that's gonna happen. I don't think it, I know it.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's all part of the plan. Excellent. So that being the case, give us a bit more detail on what's going to be happening regards this event, because it's going to be taking place next weekend. I think it's the 22nd and the 23rd of February. I do believe, Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of February is when it's going to be happening. So if you may, please, Jamu, give us a bit more information as to, the event and what's going to be happening,
I think there's another brother that can definitely specifically give you what you are asking for. He's on the call with us. I'm
yes.
pretty sure, he's going to elaborate on that, and I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Not at all.
But I'm pretty sure he's able. Lot of good events, a lot of good speakers, a lot of good things coming up. I will say that, but I think he's going to elaborate more on what's going to happen.
Okay, all right, good. So what I was going to do is actually speak with Amuka more towards the end, because he's actually dealing with the registration and stuff. So if you could just whet a couple of people, their appetites, and just drop a few names of who is going to be appearing next weekend at the One Map Africa African History Month conference, which is going to be live on Zoom. So if you could just drop a few names, just to we don't want to keep our listeners and viewers waiting too long. All right. So if you could just drop a couple of names for us to Jamu, and I will be coming back to our brother over in Kenya to give us to get the full download on the details, the registration, etc.
All right. One Map Africa will be presenting. It looks like 11 speakers, and one of them you might actually know, Brother Leo Muhammad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, he's going to be speaking. And then Brother Professor James Small. And then you have Dr. Umar Ifatunde.
Ah, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah, and then the sister Ariana.
Dr. Arakana from Zimbabwe.
Okay, sorry, I mispronounced it. I apologize.
Arakana from Zimbabwe.
She's
beautiful.
Going to be speaking as well.
Okay.
Another sister looks like here, Queen Mother Marie Angie Dodo. If I pronounced that right, yeah. So, and there's like I said, there's 11 speakers. It's a 2-day event. You have to register for it, obviously, and then you're able to get the information to log in and learn, and then take that knowledge and implement it.
Excellent. I mean, I'm sure you've whet the appetites of quite a few people already so far, Jamu. Thanks very much for that. We're going to be getting more details or full details from our brother Amuka a little later on in the conversation. So if you want to know how to register, if you want to know how to hook up on the social media, and also to get the full details of the event, the times, etc. You know it's going to be happening next weekend, but we're going to be giving you the times and the registration details, social media handles. All that information is coming. All right, so you stay tuned, keep watching, okay? And you will be informed. You will be informed very shortly. Yeah. So let's go across. We're going to leave the United States or the disunited States of America now, and let's go across to a fellow brother over here in the UK, and that's King Jerry. Okay, Jerry Bower. You heard his voice earlier on in the call, and Jerry's going to be outlining some of the objectives, for the event. So Jerry, my brother. Good to have you here on the call.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. P. It's a pleasure to be here, and I want to extend my warmest greetings to the listeners and our fellow friends that are on this call. Now, when we're talking about objectives, we're trying to engage with the diaspora because of many reasons. As we understand now why the universe is resettling, you can see that Africa is now being shaken up, where we will see lots of people being deported from the United States and other places back to Africa. We will see other people that will be willingly migrating to Africa. Others will be wanting to go, but they might not have the way how. So One Map is here to link all of these in the sense that we can not only focus on major things like investment and funding opportunities and skill transfer, but actually to become the bridge that things that they have had challenges with can be eased up and business can run smoothly. So One Map is the buffer zone, if you know what I mean, because most of our diaspora is the resource. That's one of the major human resources of Africa. But in the diaspora, as soon as somebody is educated or they have skills to do something better, and they don't have the right skill or about the right payment in Africa, they will come and transport their knowledge somewhere else. And it is now time for us to manage those knowledge and and direct them into the right direction so that we can now manage our own resources, our own human resources. So, in brief, the objective is to make sure that we can have investment and funding opportunity through the diaspora. We can have knowledge and skill transfer bridging. We can have e-commerce and trade participation, tourism and cultural exchange, women and youth empowerment, policy and advocacy and representation, all of these sort of things, because the diaspora sit there and say, oh, look what they're doing, look at what they're doing. They shouldn't do it that way. They shouldn't do it that way. And that is going to the African leaders and those that are doing the best. Now it's time for us to put away the criticism so that we can bring the idea together. It's not only for political interest, because people might want to think that they want political. No, it's just to be able to use our cultural dynamics, because we are collective people. We are from a community background. It's only by working together that we can actually achieve more of our own ability, and meaning with our own environment and what we have as our own resources. So the motive is for us to link with the diaspora and be able to provide them with the interest that they have in terms of the continent, as well as we can source the right resources, whether with finance or human resources, connection, and stuff like that, to be able to impact the projects that we are going to do, because our projects are practical. We are no running around in theory anymore. We want to be doing something, no matter how small it will be. So these are some of our objectives for which the Black History program is established, and we are inviting all of these remarkable speakers. Not only that they are great, but so that we will listen to what they've said, so that we can go and do something now. Because we heard the Kwame Nkrumah, we heard Julius Nyerere, we heard Sekou Touré, we heard all the old speakers. And here we are now recognizing that what is said before, if we have followed those things, we would have been ahead. Now it's not time to, juggle those sort of idea, but now to practicalize whatever resources we have to put our hands on it. And that's one of the main purpose. And to finish, we are still in meeting and discussing, but when we're talking about Pan-Africanism and what have you, we are talking about the entire universal Black nation or Blackness. Now this comes with an understanding that it's a huge resource, but at the same time, we have to understand that this is not a new thing. This came out of the experience of slavery. Yeah, out of slavery, we got the abolition of slavery, and after the abolition of slavery was freedom. After freedom, you establish a country called Liberia, and that Liberia was established as the victory over that whole period of slavery. That Blackness was not only they were not left in slavery, but they were free, and they were going to return to the homeland. That's what our country, Liberia, is there. Even though there may have been political friction here and then and over time, but that is the nation we can go back to, because that's where our symbol of unity is. That can only refer to our past victory. It's that country, Liberia, and it's the only place we can go and plant a seed, like the seed of One Map and the diaspora, because it's already open to the diaspora, land of the free. That's what it was there. So if we started going there, that means we can now bring the diaspora through and to the rest of the continent that is rich and looking for just resources. And we cannot wait on government, because government agenda is different. As you may all know, we have to work along with them, but not to wait on them to transform the continent. And that is why we are coming in, to make sure that we can convince as many people as possible to link themselves with One Map Africa, and which country they are interested in the continent, or whatever they wish to do wherever they are. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And my brother, you actually hold a position in One Map Africa here in the UK. So what's your role with One Map Africa here in the UK?
Yeah, my role is I'm the international liaison officer. It means that I have to liaise with people to become part of One Map, I have to liaise with people that got resources to bring to One Map. I have to liaise with people that have interests in participating in some of the projects. That is my job. Now we have to raise more resources in order to build those up. But that is why we are coming up with a new YouTube channel, which is going to be promoting things as of after the 22nd, the 23rd. We're going to have a channel that will be talking about this and be raising this awareness to direct this energy somewhere. So that is my role. And I also that serve as a cultural attaché for Liberia in the UK. And I'm interested in the African culture because that's one thing we have and no one can take away from us. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And just before you go, Jerry, I just wanted to ask you, you being here in the UK, what are your thoughts on, I mentioned earlier on about African History Month in America and African History Month here in the UK. What are your thoughts on having it, in February? The UK having it in February. What do you reckon on that?
Well, I think if we do it together, it means that we can put the resources together.
Correct.
And it means that we can connect with the UK, with USA and the rest of it. But it's splitting around. It's maybe because of lack of its attention, because some people just thought there was going to be nothing coming out of that. But we know that. So, and the UK October is okay. At least they allocated a month. If we can be appreciative, but we can make a better use of that. The only problem I have with the UK, the end of October, I always do a program. And then you get the Halloween, which is a very, very scary skeleton-like kind of thing at the end of the Black History Month. I don't know whether it's intentional or what. And I remember guests that were scared to hell when they came from the hotel and they were going to the car and they saw somebody in a skeleton suit. And that was his first time coming to the conference. And he nearly killed himself because he never knew that was somebody else's fun. So yes, I think we have to think about it, and maybe we have to liaise with the African diaspora leader and other people to see how can we bring this together, because you have Black History Month here, you got it there. Some countries have it in snippets, but they don't do much. So how can we bring all of that together so that one day it is?
Consolidate everything we have and unify our four. We're talking about Pan-Africanism and unification and solidarity, but when it comes to African History Month, we're not practicing that. That's just my take anyway. But who am I? I'm just a humble DJ. So okay, Jerry. Well, listen, thank you, my brother. All right, thanks very much for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Much appreciated, my brother. And if you've just tuned in, it's yours well and truly, DJ Dr. P from the Rockstone Roadshow right here, courtesy of kbitplay.com. One Map Africa have borrowed me for an evening to have this conversation, this beautiful conversation about not only about an event that's going to be happening next weekend, the African History Month One Map Africa Conference, where you can hear some very big speakers. Already we've had some names mentioned, a few names dropped, and there are many more to come. Names dropped like Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Arakana, yes, from Zimbabwe, Natasha Henry. There are more. There are more names. Leo Muhammad. There are more names, but we're going to be going into that a little later on. But right now, I wanted to go across to my brother over in Cameroon, Akwago, who's going to be telling us a little bit more, because Jerry was telling us just now about One Map Africa, but Akwago is going to give us a bit more information on One Map Africa. Okay, these are the people responsible for the conference that's going to be happening next weekend. So if you could unmute your mic, please, Akwago, and just let our listeners and our viewers know exactly what's One Map Africa, who One Map Africa are, what we're doing, etc. And just give everybody some insight to One Map Africa. If you can hear me, brother, yeah, you've unmuted now.
Okay, thank you so much, DJ Dr. P.
You're welcome.
For having Akwago from the African miniature. We actually go Cameroon, the continent. And I'm here to explain a little bit how One Map Africa came about until we are here now. We've been blessed to be here in the information age, and we've learned a lot of things about Africa. And when we were discussing like young people in Africa, we came to realize that there is a lot of bondage in Africa, and it all points to one thing, that because we were divided, and so we were divided to be manipulated against ourselves, and we fall into these traps and these systems that were brought here to our home, Africa. So it was through this inspiration that around March 2021, some young people in Africa decided to come together to form an organization. After suggesting many names, one held with the vision, which was One Map Africa, with the aim to take away the borders that were forced upon Africans. It has not really been an easy journey, but we are here now, and we started with about there were 4 or 5 African countries represented when we started. I think we started with Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Zambia, and then Cameroon. But in the course of time, we have been able to get One Map Africa registered in 9 nations, and we have it registered representing the entire diaspora in the United States of America. And we are still expanding in other African nations. Of course, we are present, but the registration processes are still going on. So with this, One Map Africa has been able to be working with other stakeholders like individual Pan-Africanists like the Flo Lumumba coming on board, and like these speakers you are talking about now who are coming always to promote events. For instance, last September 21st, we also gathered to honor Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, one of the biggest champions of African unity. Yes, and they have always been coming, which inspired us now to think about the African history, because we have been so careful looking back to really understand why Africans are the way they are. And we realized that we needed to really understand and study our history so that we see how to forge a path ahead for the children of Africa. That is what One Map Africa is all about. But before we even talk about too much about this history stuff, the main goal of One Map Africa, which I've already said, is about taking away the borders. That is our goal. The borders away so that Africans can trade with themselves, Africans can be able to live from abroad, come home, so that Africa can go back to being what it was, one big happy family. That is the aim of One Map Africa. Of course, there are committed members who come and some go, some remain. It's always like that, but the overall here is that One Map Africa is moving forward, and we also get into partnership with other organizations, genuine Pan-African organizations, so that we can build something we call the African table. Because if we're talking about the unity of Africa, we should at least work together. So we are always open to work with everybody, because at the end of the day, Africa is for all of us, the children of Africa. And so we are open with a One Map Africa, that every son and daughter of this land across the planet should be involved with what we want to do. And that is why the event of 22nd or 23rd of this February should concern every son and daughter of Africa. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, my brother. So before you go, if you can, people that have been inspired, by what you've just said, and are thinking to themselves, man, we need to join One Map Africa. How can people join? How can people take part? How can people participate or contribute to One Map Africa?
All right, thank you so much, DJ Dr. P. Contributing to One Map Africa, there are a whole lot of ways to contribute. First of all, you could, we gathering resources to help us with our work. We could become a member of One Map Africa. You volunteer to do some of the work that we are doing. You could contribute, whether financially, materially, and just any way that is important to get us moving ahead. If you look keenly, you will see the need. That means if you come closer to the organization, come to ask some questions, you will see the need that, okay, this is what I can do. For instance, just last week, somebody from Liberia contributed a laptop to the organization. And just about a year ago, another guy, I think the current chairperson of the chapter there, bought a motorbike for the organization, and it has really been helping us over there in Liberia. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. You see, this is Pan-Africanism. Yeah, this is Pan-Africanism in action. That's beautiful. A laptop donated, a motorbike donated. Wow, amazing. I'm really pleased to hear that. That's fantastic, Akwago. That's brilliant.
Yeah, DJ, can I just pop in with one little comment? You know, when we say we want to erase the border, what we forget to know, those borders are not we're not going to say Africa to be one big country and everybody just roam about with it. No, that's not the idea we're talking about. So when we say border, you remember that there's people in Ivory Coast who don't know what people in Togo are doing. People in Togo don't know what people in Ghana are doing, and so on and so forth. So we are operating our ideas in our own individual countries' cubicles. And until we start sharing these ideas, we wouldn't know that we don't need to travel 10,000 miles to find this skill or to understand this. That's one of the major ways we can start erasing the borders, and it's through the cultural activity that the culture means. Because nobody will ask you why you're singing a song from Zimbabwe in Tanzania, or why you're dancing a song from Senegal in Nigeria. No, nobody will say that. So these are some of the reasons we want to use our cultural dimension and our cultural dynamics to be able to erase some of the barriers that have kept us back from not knowing ourselves and our resources.
Right, I was going to say, so we're not just really talking about physical borders, we're talking about cultural barriers as well, which is, very important, probably just as important, really.
Yeah, because you know that there's some people, I think Dr. Lumumba spoke about that. There's some people that are from the same tribe, but they are divided between Congo and another country. The same thing with people that are from the same tribe, they are divided between Liberia and Ivory Coast. And every other country have that sort of scenario. So the boundaries they put there is just artificial. So we have to still make use of the cultural connection to be able to link our knowledge and experience and resources.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you very much for your interjection there, Jerry. Much appreciated. And Akwago, thank you for giving us, the down low and the very important information about One Map Africa as well. And you were Akwago, before you go, you were also telling us about how people can get involved and how they can become a part of One Map Africa. Yeah. So Akwago, if you'd like to unmute, yeah, and just finish on that, please.
Okay, thank you once more, Dr. DJ. I have to stress the fact that to become part of One Map Africa, you have to get registered. There's a registration form. You become a member, and you start contributing, volunteering your services, contributing materially, financially, as I've already said, or there are any kind of resources that you can contribute due to the needs of the organization. As you become a member, you become more and more aware of all that.
Okay. And is there a website or a phone number? How do people? What's the registration process for One Map Africa?
Of course, we have a website that will be available soon. There are some final touches on the website, but which will soon be available. But there are other means we contribute for, like financially. There is a link that we send where there are transactional apps that help us along with others.
Okay, good. And I know there are quite a few groups, on WhatsApp for One Map Africa. Is there a phone number that people can contact to reach out to One Map? Sorry, go ahead.
The number of the chairperson of the organization is always available. I think it should be shared here.
Oh right, okay. So it's okay, yeah. Because we're live on YouTube, aren't we? Yes, we are live on YouTube. So I'm sure there'll be details in the description for that as well. No, that's all fine. Thank you, my brother Akwago. Thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Dr. P.
You're welcome, my brother. You're welcome. Okay, so let's go from West Africa to South Africa. Yeah, we're gonna head straight down south now, and we've got a Zulu brother over there. Okay, goes by the name of Fanelo Ndlovu. Did I score again?
10 out of 10, King. You nailed it. That's it. Yes, I think we live in an interesting time. There's never been an exciting moment like now in all of history, because as a generation, we can reflect and look back and, recognize what our ancestors have done and achieved. They have brought us here where we are today. In this crossroad. In fact, there is a global shift in this time, in this generation. We are actually the generation that is about to witness solidarity of our people, Ubuntu solidarity, because, we've heard resistance since the dawn of days, triggered by the Jamaican. We know the Rastafaris, they were warriors protecting and resisting occupation. We know they triggered Haiti revolution, the birth of this, defending our people. But as you know, it happened across the globe, but also, South Africa, we have a history, because among here, we've got some legends that we celebrate, in the ancient times, the king of the Zulus, Ushaka, is popular known in history as the most feared warrior, and he was the first visionary who wanted to actually raise a military defense for the continent by, consolidating various tribes and forming one formidable fighting force. You know that the British suffered losses a couple of times at the spear of the Zulu nation.
Oh, absolutely!
Yeah. Wow. Yes. So the British know and they remember. They felt the pain of the defeat. They even the Afrikaners. Sometimes they've made statues because they would know Piet Retief and some of their delegations how the kings resisted and objected to land occupation. So they know that this land was not open as they would like to think. Today that they found an open land for people without land, as the Pope would say it. But today, as we reflect, why are we reflecting and celebrating African history? We are doing it for a reason. We wanted to inspire this generation to remember where we come from, and then look at it today and say, okay, so if our ancestors, with the limited technology, with the limited, resources, they could fight and die for this continent and for the soil of this continent. I mean, they blocked guns with shields of animal skin. They challenged the British when they came with guns. They only came with spears. Now, those warriors were fierce. They did not care so much about their lives, but they wanted to make a statement that will inspire this generation in this hour that, hey, while the world shifts. You know, in fact, we are grateful that Trump came to power because he's a reminder that, you know what, your future does not depend on America, Africa. You know, you leaving all the continent, you're going for greener pastures in Europe, in America, but you know, Europe and America does not want you, has never treated you fairly. They haven't.
Sorry to repeat that again, in case our listeners, our younger listeners, didn't hear that. Yeah. Just repeat that.
It's actually it's helping us realize that, you know what, Europe never loved us.
Right.
They just wanted to abuse and use us for free labor and for free resources. But you know, the sad part is even America was built on slavery. You know, the cotton industry, the tobacco industry, the sugar industries in the Caribbean were built on the back of our people, of our ancestors. Yes. So, yes. So today, this generation think the greener pastures is in Europe. You know, but they run there and then they are shocked. You know, you live in small cubicles there. You are stressed. Those people don't love you. They don't appreciate you, despite that you work your butt. In fact, you know, the sad part is nobody works as hard as Africans. Africans as a race and as a people, they have served all economies, global economies, both with human resource, our labor, and also our brain, and also our natural resources, our land. We have been farming, you know, the best crops that leave Africa, first grade coffee, cocoa, all of these things, they are for export. Think about that. We do not eat first grade crops here.
We don't get no.
Yeah, we get the crumbs of what is left by export markets. And guess what? We have been laboring for who? Now, those people who now turn back and say they don't want you, pick up your bag and go, you know, and they have to call us names and call us things, you know. Given the riot that just happened recently in the UK, you are serving them, but they come and destroy your properties and say they don't want you there.
Exactly.
You see, Europe is in crisis right now. They are short of human resources because their population is aging. They depend on Africa to run their industries right now. But they have a knack, you know, to tell you and to treat you and to mistreat you, you know, and not embrace you. Now, but all of this is actually positioning us. In fact, Trump, the rise of Trump is helping us accelerate the unity. So there's never been a time for, if you are a son and a daughter of this continent, it doesn't matter now what territory you are in, because there's a 2 billion of us scattered across 195 jurisdictions recognized by United Nations. This message and this voice, may it reach you. It's a call, and do not ignore it. It is time for us to stand together. In fact, we believe this is the year 2025. It's the year where we will reach the highest solidarity of our people across all 195 jurisdictions.
Things are going to happen this year. You're absolutely
yes,
brother. And, you know, I'm really glad you brought up Trump. Yeah, because I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know that your beloved leader, Mr. Ramaphosa, is complaining about this the cutbacks on funding from America. Do you think that's a good thing? The fact that Trump has suspended, I think it's for 3 months, he suspended the aid that he was giving to many African countries. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think that's a bad thing?
It's a great thing. It's a great opportunity. Trump is not God. Trump is not God. He's not our provider or our supply.
Correct.
Africa, in fact, we love Trump. Trump is telling all the leaders and heads of Africa that you've been running around getting in jets, going there, you know, for European Union, you know, World Economic Forum, and running to Britain, running to America. For what? we are your people who have put you in power. And at this hour, it's important that you look inside yourself. You've got sons and daughters who are amazing right now, because of the global labor force right now, 2 in 4 is an African. So that means we've got all the global expertise in all industries. We strategically sit in all 195 jurisdictions. You know that we're the only ones who are driving the global economy. It is based on our free labor and on our natural resources. Without us,
I've been saying this for decades. People keep thinking I'm crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Africa does not need the world. The world needs Africa. And
100%.
The only people that don't know that is us.
Yeah. I want to tell you something about Elon Musk. Do you know that there is no tech industry? In America now, they are all talking about AI, China, between China and America. Do you know they are forgetting one part? There is no AI. They're talking about energy. They're talking about without Africa, without the DRC Congo, there is no AI industry. So what are they talking about? If we shut down our ports and say nothing leaves Africa, we boycott our labor and we boycott our natural resources, we boycott our crops, our beef, they will starve. The tail will be between their legs and they'll come back here begging.
Yeah, it's problems. And the same way, I'm gonna make a prediction. Yeah, I'm gonna make a quick prediction before we move on, and I'm gonna say that the way that us Africans are being treated in other countries as immigrants, not that they're creating systems to keep us out. Yeah, they don't want us in their countries. The tables, my brother, are going to turn. A time is gonna come where they're going to be running, everyone is going to be running to Africa. They've started already, okay? It's very quiet at the moment, but everyone is going to be coming to Africa soon, yeah?
That's 100%.
Yeah, it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
Yes, in fact, to give you where the future is going, the prediction is that by 2100, Africa will dominate all 7 continents everywhere, because right now the population growth, they are declining. European Union and all the European nations, they are declining. But Africa, the top 20 of the fastest growing populations is in Africa. And now you must know that economic growth is linked to population growth.
Population growth, that's right.
Yes, because that is human resource. Without human resource, there's no gold coming out of the ground. There's no cobalt coming out of the ground. There's nobody moving it over on the surface on rail or road. There's nobody operating the cranes. There's nobody buying the end products as consumers. So actually, Africa, that's where the economy is. In fact, that's why America is fighting China so much. They don't want them here. So they're killing each other for us in the middle. But China, as Africans, we are not taking a decision. I think it's about time now we come together and, I would love, in fact, this is what we would like to see before December 2025. As we do these conferences, we would like to invite everybody, do not sit. If you sit and do nothing in this opportune time, then your kids will curse you.
Oh yeah.
Because you're squandering their future right now. We understand what our parents did. They died for this. We understand what our grandparents did. So what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? This generation. This is the call that we need to shift the game. We need to rise. In fact, if you look at United Nations right now, Africa as a continent has the largest number of nations who are voting in the United Nations. If you add the Caribbeans, Brazil is 90% of it is Afro descendants.
Yeah.
If you look at America, 40 million of them it's Africans, Afro descendants. If you look at Britain there, 5% of the population is us. And in fact, Nigeria has more doctors there than they have here on the continent. So if you recognize that we are everywhere, if we organize ourselves together, we can put pressure on all parliaments right now in 2025. We can humble Trump.
Definitely. And you know, it's going to be very interesting what happens, because when people were moaning about, oh, he stopped the funding, I'm like, no, it's time for African nations to stand up. Stop sucking on the breast of the West. Yeah, stop relying and depending on this aid. Time to stand up, time to get moving, recognize who and what we are and what we are capable of. So let's talk now, my brother, because I know we don't have a lot of time. So let's talk a bit more about collaboration. Yeah. So give us a sense of the type of collaboration that we're looking for.
So with the One Map Africa, we are creating a round table for Africa. We need to take our sit on the global politics and the geopolitics. Right now, we are not felt. We're just thinking it's about China, it's about America, it's about European Union, it's about Russia. Nobody is imagining Africa that is united. So it's time then. It's a call. So a number of Pan-Africanist movements exist today, and they're operating in various corners. So we think it's about time we actually bring multi-organizations. I mean, right now we're dealing with over 20 various Pan-Africanist groups that are all collaborating and working together. Who would also participate in this conference? You know already ADDI. They will be there because that's Dr. Rikana will be sitting there. You know also GAC, Global African Congress. Mm-hmm. They've been campaigning for reparations and things. They also will be there. You also know that, we're working with ACUP, African Continental Unity Party, Free Minded Academy. Mm-hmm. There's a number of organizations, including African Declaration in Daba, who's also going to be hosting a conference in May, and State 55. There are a lot of movements consolidating and coming together for a single round table for us to sit, just like they do it in Davos, sit together on the round table and decide. We as Africa need to sit on a round table and decide the future for ourselves.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Vanello. It's been wonderful speaking with you as well. And we're going to touch base again real soon, definitely, yeah? And
thank you, King.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, my brother. And, definitely looking forward to the conference, which is going to be happening next week. And, we've actually got two professors that are going to be joining us on the One Map Africa African History Month conference, which is going to be taking place next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of February. Okay, we've got Professor Oluwafemi Esan from Nigeria. This guy, I tell you, just you wait till you hear him, yeah? He's going to be joining us, along with Professor James Small, excellent historian and Pan-Africanist from America. We've also got Leah Mohammed. We've got Natasha Henry. We have got so many people that are going to be joining us. And I don't really want to say too much about it. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about who's going to be joining us and who's going to be doing what. I rather the experts come on and tell us all about what's going to be happening next weekend, the One Map Africa African History Month conference. It's going to be online, so it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you've got access to the internet. You've got a device and you can plug in. It's all good. We're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, you're able to connect. We've even got a live performance. From Queen Ashaba Music in Uganda. Yeah, she's going to be joining us as well. And somebody who I forgot to mention, and I have to mention her name right now. Yeah, that is the Honorable Vice Prime Minister Yes, we got a vice prime minister in the house as well as 2 professors. We have Keturah Amoako, okay, vice prime minister of SOAD. All right, she's going to be on there. And also, we have an MP from Gambia, the Honorable Suleiman Saho, okay? All these and more. Yeah, as mentioned earlier on, we've got Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Arakana, yeah, Kwao from Zimbabwe, yeah. Listen, you need to be there, all right? You need to be there. And I've got the right man for the job to give you all the details of how to register, the times, the dates, well, you know the dates, and exactly how to get involved with this conference. And he's here with us. He's not right here. He's over in Kenya right now, actually. Yeah. But our brother, Amuka Onyango, okay, over in Kenya, is going to give you all the information you need to know regarding the registration, okay, regarding the dates, the times, who's going to be involved, etc., etc. So, my brother, Amuka, over in Kenya, please unmute your microphone. It's your turn now to give us all the information, please, about our forthcoming event next weekend, the One Map Africa African History Month conference. There's a bit of noise on your line there, Amuka. Amuka, everything okay? Amuka?
It's okay.
Yeah, Amuka, can we hear you?
Yes. Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, I think it may be a network issue going on over there. But yes, brother, before the networks, let us write down. If you'd like to let everybody know, give everybody the full details of who's going to be joining us next weekend, the times, etc., and how people can register and participate in this event. Yeah, Amuka. Oh, looks like Amuka has, the fact that he's showing us muted is telling me there's something wrong with the network. Amuka, how's your network over there? Yeah, we're having a few problems with Amuka. I tell you what, my brother, it might be an idea for you to to jump off the call and then jump back on. Yeah, if you can. Because it's just not.
Thank you so much. I think me from the other side.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a network issue at your end, brother. It's a network issue at your end. If you could please just log off Zoom and then jump back on. Yeah, just log off and log back on, and let's see if we can get you back, because there's something definitely happening there. Definitely not good, not sounding good at all. Yeah. So okay, so while we're waiting for our brother Amuka over in Kenya, I do apologize on behalf of Amuka. This does happen because those of you that do listen to my Monday show, Monday Drive Time show, My Marvelous Mondays on kbitplay.com. Very often I've got brothers and sisters all over the planet, but particularly who come on the show, but particularly over in Africa. And sometimes, even when I was speaking with PLO Lumumba, we had to cut the conversation short because the networks, let us down, and it does happen. So I do apologize. And you see, this is why One Map Africa are doing what they are doing, right? This is why. Yeah, we've got work to do in Africa. We can't be sitting here in the West, particularly, complaining, moaning, and putting Africa down all the time, and we're not doing anything about it. Yeah, we have to be the change that we want to see in Africa. Okay, talking about stuff. If you remember earlier on, our brother Ajamu is talking about implementation. Yeah, speaking about stuff, dreaming about stuff doesn't get stuff done. It's all about implementation. What are we going to do? But before we can do, who are we being? Who are we being? Because it's the being is what really causes the implementation of what you do. All right. So we need a shift in mindset, people. That's what this is all about. It's a paradigm shift, and it's coming. Wait when you speak, when you hear Professor Oluwafemi Esan next week. He's going to blow your mind. Trust me. That guy, not only has he got a stack of qualifications, he knows what he's talking about, and he comes across so beautifully as well. The way he breaks things down, and I tell you what, I've been learning so much from this guy in the last couple of weeks. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we've got Amuka back. We've got him back now. Amuka, can you unmute, please, my brother? Let's just see. Let's just see.
Yes. I'm getting you.
Much better. Much better. Good to have you back, my brother. Great to have you back. Great to have you back. How are things over there in Kenya tonight?
We are fine. Everything is okay.
Beautiful.
Apart from losing AU chairmanship, but we are good.
Sorry, you lost what?
AU chairmanship. Right, Raila Odinga.
Oh dear. Can you give us a little bit of information about that, please? Just tell us quickly about what happened there.
He didn't win the race of African Union chairmanship.
Yeah, because they're looking for a new chairman for the AU right now, aren't they?
Yes, exactly.
And Kenya's representative didn't get through, unfortunately.
Yes.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. But everything for a reason, and there's a reason for everything, my brother. But don't worry. There'll be more. I'm sure there'll be more opportunities. So let's hear more about this conference that's going to be happening next weekend. I'm sure our listeners and viewers are dying to hear more details, full information and details about the event next week. So please, it's your turn now, my brother, to lay it on our viewers and listeners.
Oh, thank you so much. Let me tender my heartfelt appreciation to the JP, our president with us, and all the protocol observed tonight, East Africa time. Now, after we have sent out all the invitation letters, we are privileged to have a number of speakers that confirm their attendance to the virtual meeting. Number one, we have Dr. Omar Johnson Ifunde. Number two, we have Bishop Joshua Mabonga.
Sorry, could you repeat the first one, Dr. Who?
Dr. Omar Johnson Ifunde.
Ifatunde, yeah.
Yes. Number two, Bishop Joshua Mabonga.
Oh, yes, of course. He was on my show just like a couple of weeks ago. Yes, Joshua Mabonga is going to be appearing as well.
Yes, we have Professor James Small. We have His Excellency Dr. Kana Shirombi. We have our brother Leo Muhammad. His Excellency Dr. Louis George. Our comrade Pigpin Odengwe.
Oh, yes, Pigpin in Kenya. Yes,
We have our Reverend Dr. Dennis De Leon. We have Queen Ayori Selassie. That is the American software engineer. I also work in a US department of the Tech Women and Initiative. Queen Ayori Selassie. We have Queen Mother Mori Dodo. And we have also our Honorable Suleiman Saho. We have the Queen, a very big Queen Adij, also with us on that day. So we are privileged to have most of the people who talk the walk most of the Pan-African activities.
Excellent.
Yes, we have now the event we lost in one of the most conference events app, that is Zoom. We have the Zoom link already running on our social media. From the website, we can have it, www.onemapafrica. We have our link there, the meeting link, Zoom link. We have also in our WhatsApp groups, TikTok, we have also there our handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube also is there, Telegram we have, and finally we have LinkedIn with our details also. Registration is, we have the link, so we just we spread the link. You click on the link, you enter your details. It's a good if you secure the space, the slot before the event. So we are encouraging every participant so that they could register as early as possible to avoid the conjunction, the jam during the meeting also is good. The meeting will be on 22nd, 23rd, 2 days, February 2025. That's next month. That's this month, next week.
No, next week. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So it will be 12 p.m. GMT. That is 3 p.m. East Africa time, 2 p.m. Cape Town time, that's South Africa. And it ran through from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. GMT time every day for those 2 days.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. So is that everything that our dear listeners and viewers need to know, Amuka?
Yes. What they need to know is that they must register. We are encouraging them to register as early as possible before the event to get the quorum, and we plan on the quorum. You understand, our last meeting that we have, the previous conference, they tried to work our account, our meeting. We are trying to engage in security matters. That's why we are trying to encourage everyone to register as fast as possible before the event.
Okay. All right. And please remind everybody of the website. Yeah. What's the website for One Map Africa, please, brother?
We have www.onemapafrica.rg.com.
Okay, so that's onemapafrica.
No. Onemapafrica.
Yeah.
RG.
RG.
Yeah. G for girl.
Yeah. RG. Dot what? Sorry.
.com.
.com. RG.com. Right. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, my brother. Well, I know it's quite late over in Kenya right now.
Yes, that's late, but you understand. There is something also I want to put about.
Sure.
As our brothers have just said, we have just encouraging the people to join, but also we remember the past, the history that we have, and even the Pan-Africanists that we have. We remember very well when Gaddafi put in the podium and said that the science that they are enjoying today, we are the people inventing it. And even the medicine that they are enjoying today, we are the people who invented it. But the time will come, even when the scientists will not understand what really happening in US. And that's the time we'll give African black race chance to unite. And we have seen, recently you have seen like a fire break, and no one understand. Like California, most of the scientists, those big people, there is outbreak. So there's a call from the head, from the Pan-Africanists, that we should do this. So that's good.
Excellent. Excellent, my brother. Thank you so much, Amuka. All right. So you've just heard it all from the main man, okay, who's giving you all the details that you need to know about the One Map Africa African History Month conference, which is going to be taking place next week. All right. It's going to be happening next weekend. It's the whole weekend. It starts at midday until 6 in the evening. All right. That's Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of February. We've got loads of speakers, as mentioned, loads of speakers. We're talking about Dr. Arakana, Chihombori Kwao. We're also talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, Joshua Maponga, Professor James Small, Leo Mohammed. We've also got Professor Oluwafemi Isan. We have Natasha Henry. We have the Vice Prime Minister of SOAD, all right, Kachura Omoaka. We have the Prime Minister of SOAD, His Excellency, Dr. Louis Georges. We also have Pigbin, okay, Reverend Dennis Dillian, Ayori Selassie, Queen Mother Mary Ange Dodo, and we've also got an MP in the house. An MP. We're talking about my man, Suleiman Saho from Gambia. Did I mention Natasha Henry? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we've got Natasha Henry. Who else do we have? We've got so many people that are going to be speaking, entertaining, informing, educating. Okay? This is what the conference is about. We've even got a live performance from our sister, Queen Ashaba Music from Uganda. She's going to be performing live in Uganda. This is all happening for free next weekend, but you must register in advance. Please, please, please go register in advance. Check out the website, www.onemapafrica.rg.com. Okay, that's the website. There's also another website, onemapafrica.org. All right, but you can definitely find the details in the description of this YouTube video. All right, www.onemapafrica.rg.com or onemapafrica.org. Please, please, please register now. As our brother just mentioned, the last conference, that we were attacked. There was a hack. All right, so please, we need your support. Mama Africa needs your support. We've got great work. We've got a lot of work to do. All right. So please be a part of this conference next weekend, the 22nd and 23rd of February. As I said, loads of speakers. Some names you know, and some names you may not know. All right. So please do come and join us next weekend for the One Map Africa African History Month conference taking place, okay, live and online, all right, courtesy of One Map Africa, okay. And as I just mentioned One Map Africa, I've got to send a massive big up, a huge big up, okay, to the director, Achula, over in Ghana. Big shout to her for putting this together. Okay, thank you. And of course, I've got to big up, our guests on the call tonight. They are the people that you came here to listen to. All right, so massive shout going out to our brother Ajamu Ifumuwagan over in where is he? Yeah, Florida in America. In South Africa, Fenelo Ndlovo, my Zulu brother over there. Jerry Bower here in the UK, massive shout going out to him. Akwago over in where is he? He's over in Cameroon. Yeah, big shout going out to him. And our brother Amuka Onyango over in Kenya that we just spoke to. Thank you guys. Okay, you all did excellently. I thought it was a great conversation. Thank you for taking time out this Saturday night. And I thank you, all of you listening live online, for joining us this evening, joining in the conversation. Much appreciated. Please spread the word about One Map Africa. We ain't playing, we ain't messing about, okay? We got work to do and we want you to be a part of it as well. All right, check out the website, get registered, and we'll catch you on the conference next week. All right, so yeah, gotta give thanks, of course, okay? Thank God it's Saturday. Why do I say thank God it's Saturday? Because we're here and you're there. We actually made it to today, right? We made it this day and we made it to this conversation and we completed it. So thank God. And I thank my angels and my ancestors as well. Massive shout going out to my ancestors from Cameroon, from Ghana, also from Gambia as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for your ears. It's a Saturday night. You could have been anywhere else. You chose to listen live to this conversation. We appreciate you, and do remember I'll be back on the radio. You can tune in to me this coming Monday for my Marvelous Mondays. I'm not quite sure who my special guest is going to be, but they're going to be special. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody who's going to be at the conference next week. So make sure you tune in between 4 and 7 p.m. GMT live on www.kbitplay.com with yours well and truly, DJ Dr. P from the Rockstone Roadshow. TCTK, the concept and the knowledge. Peace and Pan-Africanism going out to one and all. Ubuntu we stand and divided we fall. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye. Gonna leave you with the same song that we started tonight with, but this is the shorter version, okay? Coming from Mosiki Scales, featuring Sandra Isidore and Oyanike Miller, Nana Africa. See ya.
We are the destination and the path of life. We dream of fish and babies arrive. Ancestors say life is a cosmos, not chaos. I should journey by day and rest in the night. Never stand in one place, just follow the light. I listened and I kept moving. I listened and I kept grooving. I followed the light only to see my shadows fall far behind me. In this life, we must stay in motion. Oftentimes, we must improvise. Mama's wise, her words my daily bread. Endless insight for the journey ahead. The days will pass. Get your mind right. Do the inside work, no place to hide.
Mr. B.
We are Nanas, Aya, Dandara, Nzinga, Nanas, Yasantiwa, Nehanda, Araminta.
The way to the future is open, focused attention, Hurston. See the lots, set in cornrows. Know our names, hear our soul. We right here and in distant lands. Africans, born into blues, already being sung. Holding on, never fully forgetting. The mother tongue, wood already touched by fire, is easily set alight. The ram goes head first into the fight. Just when you've seen it all, there's more to see. Just when you've done it all, there's more to do. We all first cousins, once, twice removed. Life unravels in phases. Play your sacred role, take your places. Who's got next to receive these uttered texts? Mouth to air, I've heard and I have kept. Nana taught me to thank the farmer to her face. Thank the diviner when I walk away. Spend more time in the garden. Hands and feet in soil, feel the breeze, keep on planting seeds. So blacksmith, oh blacksmith, forge our bells in the shape of the kite bird's tail. Mortars and pestles keep the groove. We move to fulfill an ancient pact. Between drum and dance, flowing lava, we know we will forever flow.
This is the international sound of DJ Mr. P from the Roxton Roadshow.